many ways, it's ambiguous or sparse. I mean, I want the audience to have to read into the scenes, into the film. It's all of these characters that are trapped in a system of repression. Not just the girls, but also the brother who's a jailer himself, being trapped in this system where they can't express who they truly are.
امروز خریدمش. با اولین پولی که از قراردادم میگیرم یک خونه.
Circumstance is about an affluent and liberal Tehrani family who is ripped apart when the brother and sister start to go in opposite directions. In addition to being a family drama, it's also a love triangle when a brother and sister fall in love with the same girl. Technically, the script started as my master's thesis at NYU, and I had a professor who said to write from what you know. So I started writing the story of the two girls because it's somewhat based on my experiences as a teenager going with my cousins to these underground parties. And then also the family structure is based on my uncle who had studied in Massachusetts. And when everyone was coming to America in 1979 during the revolution, he went back to Iran because he was very idealistic and then ended up getting stuck in Iran. But he was so liberal, I always wondered what it was like for someone that liberal to raise his family in Iran.
اینم آقا مهران این روز اولش.
We shot the film in the months following the Green Wave. So if we never thought we could shoot in Iran, but we definitely, after the crackdowns of the Green Wave, knew we can definitely not shoot in Iran. It would be so dangerous. So we were looking for a location that would substitute as Iran. I had a grant to location scout, but on a tip from one of my mentors at Sundance, I went to Lebanon. And I was struck instantly, as soon as I landed, that it was so similar to Iran. Even though it's a country of only 4 million, there's a lot of similarities in the feel of the city, the people. Their country also, as in Iran, was destroyed in the 80s. They had a civil war, and we had a war with Iraq, Iran-Iraq war. And we joked that it was rebuilt by the same architect. It was exciting, just the first few days I was there.
Impression of Beirut?
I love it. I found the city really inviting and beautiful. Yes, I feel like home.
اغرب زلف کجت با قمر قرینه تا قمر در اغربه کار ما چنینه کیه در میزنه من دلم میلرزه.
I'm psychotic about casting. I think it's so important. I mean, besides the writing aspect, you put a lot of trust into the actors, and there's such a great relationship you need to have to bring this to the screen, especially a film like this because there's so much at risk for the participants because, you know, likely we all couldn't go back to Iran after making this film. So it was this whole challenge of finding the right actors, but also the actors who were willing to take this risk.
Maryam, the way she cast this movie, it's so perfect. And on levels that, like, I didn't think. Like, there's all these characters where they're appropriate for the look and everything, but there's this extra thing that they have in their own personality. You know, it's just really important for her, all the relationships in this movie.
I remember when Nikohl and Sarah met in the lobby of the hotel, it was just instantly they were best friends. You know, and there was just a connection between all the people that I ended up casting. They felt like a family.
Atife is an extremely precocious and mischievous 16-year-old girl growing up in Tehran in a very wealthy family. The wealth and privilege gives her resources to kind of live that double life, which I think many people live in Iran, and gives her lots of opportunities to kind of escape and cover up what she's doing, but ultimately the freedom that she yearns for, she can't have there. You know, just as a teenager, she yearns to go out and experiment and, you know, let her hair down and hang out with her friends on a basic level. But beyond that, I think that she yearns to love and to be loved. And it doesn't matter between female and female or female and male. I think that to find love in a free kind of place is a challenge in Iran.
I mean, Shirin is like so in love with Ati right now. That's also one of the reasons why I'll miss that one. I mean, I'll miss Shirin in me. I'll miss my Shirin's part.
What do you think?
That is, you know, when you don't have in your own life, when you didn't have that kind of feelings, it's just special. I miss it already. You know, there's some scenes that I just want to do again, just to feel that sensation, that feelings again.
What is this film about for you?
I have goosebumps talking about this. As soon as I landed in Beirut, I haven't spent much time in the Middle East. Something clicked.
Besar Khalom Hussein, he's coming from America.
It was like I had connected with my Persianness for the first time in a way that I hadn't before. I realized we were doing something really special when I met the crew and I saw the Lebanese crew there working, and there was something magical, and you could tell. I mean, there's a little bit of risk in every single moment. Every breath you took, there was a percentage of that was a little bit of risk, and I feel like, and I hope that sort of conveyed in the film.
Mm-hmm.